Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. It's been so long. It actually has been a while.
It's been too long.
Yes, it's only
been
an extra week long, but it was an excruciating week without Bandwidth and Banter. But Druid needed to heal. She was super sick, and the kind of humorous, not humorous, sad irony is Fate actually is sick today too.
Yep. But he gets to be here.
Yeah, that's right.
For Bandwidth and Banter, which is great. He never gets to.
Yep.
So
he's always got
sacrifices we make.
That's right. Hey, for all you folks who are ill out there, healing vibes from Bandwidth and Banter to you. We appreciate you. So last week, obviously we were off last week, but before that, we had Closet Scully on. Oh my God, and another one of the DYS folks. She's so sweet and cute and hilarious.
She's so great. Every time we interview a VTuber, I'm like, man, I just want to be a VTuber now, y'all. Y'all make me want to be a VTuber.
But honestly, I mean, maybe as a fun side thing you do occasionally, as a funny thing. Yeah. But honestly, we would totally miss you, Drew. Like, you were really good at this.
My face is too a part of this.
Agreed. Agreed. Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of being a part of something, tonight, today, I guess it depends on where you're at in the world, right? Today, we have a very special guest star on Bandwidth and Banter who is a part of their own kind of little mini super community. I mean, it's not necessarily an official thing, but I like to call them like the Nanner realm, or not the Nanner realm, excuse me, the Tater realm, because they have Spud Solutions and 1010 Tater, and so they have this kind of own little community that they're building, their super community, and they're just amazing. And the first person of that group, of course, that we had on before was Spud, and can't wait to have Spuddy on again in the future, Tater Lord. Of course, he can't be here today because he's got to work, but we have he gave us some feedback and input for the amazing, beautiful, warm, rich, and incredible streamer that we have for today, and that's CozyConChile. She is absolutely the warmest and sweetest, and I'm just so honored and privileged to have her on the show, right?
Yeah.
Right, Druid?
I am so excited. The first time we raided into her channel, the mashed potatoes. The first time we raided into her channel and she was talking and I just like fell in love. I was like, this is such a great place. Right. Holy crap. How have I not discovered this human sooner? But
yes, she's radiant, and it's hard not to just fall for her instantly. Absolutely. So without further ado, let's have her on. Here she is, the effervescent, and wonderful CozyConChile.
It's got me blushing. Oh my God.
That's okay.
At least we didn't try to make you cry.
Yeah, it could happen.
So Cozy,
on stream.
Please, thank you again for coming on the show. We appreciate you, and if you could reintroduce yourself and share with the folks what makes you, what makes your stream stand out, what's important to you on your stream.
Well, first of all, thank you again for having me. I'm like super excited to be here. Really such a big honor. But I'm CozyConChile. I'm a variety streamer. I would say, I guess, like what makes me different or stand out is I really fell in love with like the cozy aesthetic that I've seen streamers have, but I didn't want to limit myself only to cozy games. I definitely play like a variety of very difficult games as well. And a lot of my community have said that I've been able to make that feel cozy. So I think that's what primarily kind of sets me apart. Because I've never heard of like Hollow Knight or God of War really being a cozy game, but those are some of my favorites that I've been playing.
I love that.
Right on. That's incredible.
Yeah. I love that so much.
So we're going to, guys, everybody on the channel, please, we're going to be sharing her links and stuff. So go drop her a follow. We got to support this amazing streamer. And we have obviously quite a few of your folks in who are ready to see your interview today. And all of our folks can't wait to see the other amazing person that we brought on. So let's jump straight into the questions. What do you think, Druid?
Let's do it.
All right. You ready for this? She's ready.
Do it.
All right. I guess I get the first question today.
Absolutely.
This is an easy one. I'm sure if you've watched our other episodes, you'll know this is typically the first one, and we're not breaking with tradition. Cozy, please share a boring fact about yourself.
That's honestly all of the facts about me, so it's kind of hard to pick one. Just kidding. I feel like this is also going to cause a controversy, but I don't like avocados.
Oh, wow.
At all. Guacamole, avocados. The Mexican embassy has a picture of me to not allow me into the country. So yeah, it's a serious thing.
That is absolutely a perfect, boring yet hot take fact about yourself.
Is it the texture?
I was like, gonna ask
what
that,
is it? Is it the texture? Is it the actual taste of it?
It's everything, and I get made fun of it, and I think I figured I would just start off with that already because I am fully Mexican. So people are always like, what's going on there? But when I was a kid, I actually did really enjoy it. And my dad took me to a taco stand in Mexico, and one taco guy just gave me a giant glob of guac once. And from then on, it ruined it for me because, the texture was really gross and mushy. And I found out recently that they're terrible for the environment. So that's how I make people feel bad about shaming me for not liking avocados.
Interesting.
It's okay.
I didn't know that they were terrible for the environment. Interesting.
Yeah, they take a lot of water.
Oh,
Yep,
like
they're
interestingly,
really
almonds
bad
are
for
the
you.
same way.
Yep. Very factual.
Yep.
Same with bananas also.
Oh,
Really?
another thing that I can't eat, actually.
Really?
Whoa.
Can't eat?
Yeah, well, I do actually like bananas, but I'm allergic to them. They really, really upset my stomach. So, yeah, sad life.
So she and Banana Tom will get along well because they both stay a mile away from real bananas.
Really? That's interesting. That's his name.
So yeah, the interesting story about Banana Tom's name is that he has a literal phobia of bananas. It's not just like an allergy or disgust. He is disgusted by the taste and the texture. He can't even touch them or smell them. And
I quizzed him once, which he reminded me of in chat. I quizzed him once. I'm like, does that include plantains? What about the red bananas? What about the mini banana? He's just like, stop. This was like one night. It was midnight for me. I just was like, I had to just ask this half awake.
You have a whole slideshow of all of these bananas.
What about this banana?
I think it's incredibly brave of him that he has like embraced his own weakness.
He's Batman.
Exactly. He's Batman except with bananas.
It should have been Banana Man. Just kidding.
Right. Okay. So
That's awesome.
So how did you pick your Twitch name and what was the inspiration?
I want to know this.
Yeah, so I kind of went back and forth with it. I am unfortunately a perfectionist, so I was really going back and forth with a lot of different names with my husband, Noforn. And I knew that I wanted to pick something that kind of embodied my whole vibe of wanting to be cozy, but not always being cozy and being like feisty sometimes. So that's where that came from. And also it does embody my culture and who I am. I'm very proud to be like a first generation Mexican and bilingual as well. So I did want to also incorporate a little bit of Spanish in my username as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love.
I do too. So I have
great.
to ask then, so forgive my ignorance of Spanish. I'm assuming that con is like butt, like the word butt?
No, actually, and it means with. So it's
with,
like
okay.
cozy with chile. So with like a little bit of spice, a little bit of feistiness.
That was what I was thinking.
That
Cozy with spice.
Yep,
I
pretty
love
much.
it.
That is so phenomenal.
Why is it so
I love that
spicy?
so much.
Okay. This is one of our favorite questions as super D&D nerds here. I don't know if you've ever played, but I'm sure you know. I know you've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, right? I don't know. Have you?
No, I've never
okay.
played that. I have played Diablo, and that's kind of like my only
Kind of like that game.
similar
Okay, all right.
reference, like with different classes. So that's primarily what I'm going to base my answer on.
All right,
honestly.
so she already knows the question that's coming. I guess we're a little predictable at the beginning, but that's
You know what? That's okay. I think that's okay.
I agree.
That's okay.
I agree. So
It's totally fine because I love being prepared. I mentioned this earlier, so I'm like,
we should totally switch the questions up right now then.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm
Because
kidding.
it will throw me off.
All right. So
more content.
yes, Cozy, yes, please. What D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
So I think I would probably be torn between like necromancer or like a sorcerer. Only because I think like necromancer has like some similar abilities to like a sorcerer, but she's a little bit more badass. So I kind of like that.
Oh, wow.
And torn between the sorcerer because I do consider myself to be like semi-scholarly, and I feel like you have to read a lot to learn spells and stuff. And I mean, magic is cool. So
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
I would go more wizard then, and you can
okay,
learn,
yeah.
and then you can learn some pretty badass stuff as a wizard.
Well, technically speaking, though, actually, a necromancer isn't a class; it's a subclass of wizard. So, technically
true.
speaking, really, you nailed it because with necromancer, because it's a subclass of wizards, you would actually wizards learn spells by books, like you're talking about, whereas sorcerers don't learn spells; they just have them innately. And so
okay,
you
I didn't know that. So yeah, we'll stick with necromancer.
All right. I love it. So I take it, this is kind of a slight aside, but is it during, there's that Mexican Festival of the Dead, I forget what it's called, with the, do you like that kind of holiday and stuff?
Yeah, so that would be Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. And unfortunately, my family didn't really celebrate it too much. My family is primarily from the northern part of Mexico, and that is predominantly celebrated in southern parts like Puebla, Oaxaca, places like that. So I didn't really become too in tune with that until adulthood for sure. But I definitely love that aesthetic. I feel like my husband's gonna make fun of me. I love creepy things very much. So yeah, definitely.
Gotcha. So you like Halloween then?
Yes, I love Halloween. I love creepy things like Coraline is one of my favorite animated movies, and it like freaks him out. But I made him watch it recently, and I'm like, sorry, but we're gonna do this.
This is what's happening.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for you.
I love that. I support that with all of my soul. If you could compare yourself to an animal, what would you choose?
That's really hard. Let's see. I definitely love all animals. I think if I would have to compare, it would be to my favorite animal, which is an octopus. They're very complex, very multifaceted, and they're a little sneaky.
Yeah.
As well,
And
in a
super smart,
really good,
too.
quirky way.
Right? Aren't they super smart too?
Super smart.
They're pretty smart too. Yeah.
That suits. That absolutely suits because you know, your brilliance shines and shows up on your streams for sure.
Oh, thank you.
So an octopus, interesting, cool. So what is your favorite animal?
It is an octopus. I know that on my chat I have axolotls. That's probably like the runner up for sure. I think there's just like a theme with aquatic animals there. Right. But it is definitely an octopus for sure. I've even considered getting a tattoo of an octopus as well. Yeah, still thinking about it. Yes, once I get more money, I'll do it.
Guys,
Oh my
go
god.
subscribe.
Yep.
Go subscribe so CozyConChile can go get her octopus
That's right.
tattoo.
Give her all the
Just
biddies.
saying.
All the biddies.
Give her all of the bits. Throw some donos in there. Go.
I'll take the donuts. But
So, real quick on the same topic, since you brought it up, so octopus may be your favorite one, and you said the runner-up is an oxalotus. What is an oxalotus for those who might not know it?
Axolotl.
Oxalotl. I'm sorry.
Yep. No, that's okay. It's a really tough word to pronounce. So an axolotl, it's pronounced ajolote in Spanish. It's like a salamander, and they come in a bunch of different colors. And fun fact, they're the only animal that does not reach adulthood fully. So I think that's why maybe I secretly identify with them too. And they're pretty adorable for sure. And they are only located in Xochimilco in Mexico, which is this huge river that's unfortunately very polluted, so they are endangered. But yeah, they're like a salamander, and they come in a bunch of different colors, like pink, more of like a spotted, even like a transparent color too. Yeah, they're really cool.
So they're like a Peter Pan lizard.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Do not clap for him, Cole. Don't clap for him. Don't acknowledge. Okay. Are there any animals that you don't like or that would send you running?
Yes, and it's a little bit ironic because earlier we were talking about your pet bird. I actually have a fear of birds.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
not little parakeets, but seagulls, pigeons. I think it might be an auditory thing with me, like the flapping of the wings. Not a fan. Like, no friend and I went to the zoo earlier this year for my birthday, and this giant seagull just came flying towards us, and I like pushed him away from me to run away from the seagull. It was so terrifying.
Yep.
Yeah, I do not like birds, unfortunately.
So,
You know what?
If we're running from serial killer with Cozy, don't be behind her. Check, okay?
I'm gonna push you.
I'm just kidding.
Listen. As a bird owner, I don't trust birds either. I have befriended wild birds. I'm a big fan of them, but I also don't trust them. I wouldn't trust them with anything ever. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
And I also think I'm my biggest enemy here, because I do really like to learn about animals, and the best and worst documentary I ever watched was about crows specifically because I like to know my enemy, you know, be prepared. Yeah, they're terrifying. Once I learned like how smart they are, I was like, absolutely not. And anytime I walk past crows, I cover my face because they can remember your face for up to 2 years. So I was like, nope, not today. Nope.
And they will communicate your face to future generations.
See, that's just not okay. Like,
Wow.
Listen.
That is kind of spooky.
Yeah.
Listen, they will ruin you. So you have to be careful. That's why you give crows food. So they are your friend. You must befriend them. Crow broth feud's confirmed.
So switching gears off this terrifying topic a little bit here. What's the most frustrating puzzle you have attempted or completed?
Ooh. Does that include like puzzles in a game or like a physical puzzle?
However you want to interpret that question.
Whatever your heart desires.
Yeah.
Okay. It's definitely gonna have to be the main puzzle. I'm gonna try to say this as spoilery as possible. The main puzzle in Tunic. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that game. It was the very, very first game that I streamed actually, and there is this puzzle at the end of it, and it's all done with the D-pad, and you have to collect parts of it throughout the game pretty much, and it's almost like a giant maze, like from the D-pad. there were probably like, I don't even know, like over 50 inputs from the D-pad from this. I even mapped it all out on a piece of paper and everything to make sure if I got it. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
Right on, right on.
Holy crap. I can't, there's some games that I'm just like, I am not gamer enough for this. I'm just going to let BT run the show.
Very fair. And it's like the final puzzle to pretty much get like the true ending of the game. So I was very, very determined to get it as well.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tell us, what was your favorite memory from your wedding? Congratulations, by the way.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. The wedding as a whole was really fantastic and very smooth, surprisingly. But I think my favorite memory is definitely gonna have to be No Friend did a little little striptease for me in front of my whole family.
I love it.
It was hilarious. There may or may not be a video on Instagram. I cannot confirm or deny. But I didn't get to see my parents' faces. But what my friends tell me, I guess they were like absolutely horrified. So it made my heart smile a little bit. And it was just so much fun. Yeah, because he is a dancer. Like he used to break dance and does hip hop. So he was really, really into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is adorable.
Okay, really quick. I did snoop your Instagram. You're adorable. And
Yes.
your wedding was beautiful.
It was.
And I just want to, you guys are so cute.
Thank you.
So today, when we give you guys links, make sure you look for her Instagram as well and check out her amazing content
Just
there. Yes.
shower her with compliments because my goodness, you guys are adorable.
On that social media topic, switching gears once again a little bit here, what drew you to Twitch?
Yeah. So before I joined Twitch, truthfully, I was not on the platform at all. I wasn't really familiar with it, only through what I've heard primarily from my husband, No Foreign. And it was something that did kind of catch my attention because I've always loved playing games, but I never had the chance to really do it as much as I wanted to when I was a kid. So because I was primarily wrapped up in school. I did grow up in a household that primarily like valued that, like you're going to go to college, you're going to get a good job, that sort of thing. And my mom was very, very sneaky in a good way that when Blockbuster was still a thing, she would only rent games for me and never buy them for me. She's like, this is the only time that you'll be able to play it. You have a week or whatever. So I would be like grinding as much as possible. So what drew me to it was kind of like an opportunity to get out of my comfort zone because I don't really prioritize fun things for myself. So this was like a really big opportunity to do that, to get him out of my comfort zone. In that sense, of course, meet friends who have like common interest as far as like gaming goes. But more so, yeah, just kind of really getting out of my shell is what drew me to Twitch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Twitch is amazing that way.
Yes,
I love Twitch.
Me too. It's been awesome.
It's been wild. It has been a wild ride.
And it's only going to get better.
It's only going to continue to get better for sure. What did friends and family think when you told them you planned on streaming?
My family's actually very supportive. My mom made an account and she sometimes pops into my stream every once in a while to say hi. We call her Mama Cozy.
Mama Cozy. Like Mama Fern.
Yeah,
Like Mama Fern?
Oh, God.
Yep, that's what my mom is called, Mama Fern on my channel.
Aw, that's so cute. But yes, primarily I would say like my mom and my stepdad are very supportive. My dad is also very supportive, but he doesn't watch me stream because he doesn't want to see me swear or say bad words, which I totally understand. Like, I think, he still sees me as like his child. So totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, very, very supportive, which is really surprising because I thought they just weren't going to care about it at all. But yeah.
Congrats. That's awesome.
I love that.
So what struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
Yeah, I would say struggles were just starting, to be honest, because I wanted everything to kind of be perfect, have a good setup, have like my aesthetic established and whatnot. Truthfully, right before my very first stream, and I haven't really talked about this with my community, I did have like a mini panic attack right before it, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm putting myself out there. I don't do that at all. Like, I'm very private about like my silliness with my friends. So it was very, very weird. And I'm totally okay with being open about it to kind of like encourage people, like, it's okay if you have a panic attack beforehand. You just got to like get through it. So I would say that was definitely like a struggle, is just going for it.
Absolutely. That's incredible advice. It's so true. It's easy to get lost in the sauce in your own head and start chewing what I like to call thought gum, which is basically those kind of negative self-perceptions that you chew on and you just that you can't get rid of because it's gum, right? And you just keep chewing on it. And so sometimes you just got to spit it out and do it. And you did it.
Yeah.
We're grateful.
I love that analogy so much.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
What tips can you share with future streamers?
Definitely that, just do it if you're interested in it, even if you don't have the perfect equipment or things like that. They'll definitely come eventually. I would also say ask for help. Don't try to do everything yourself. No Foreign really is my rock in many different things, but he was the one who pushed me to stream and really encouraged me, and he definitely did help me with all the like technological aspect of everything, because I know nothing. Like, my community knows that. I'm like, what this like what does do? Definitely ask for help and do what makes you happy. Don't overthink about what game to play, what thing to do. Like with my Lego streams, I was in my head about it a little bit where I'm like, oh, I don't know if people are going to be into it. And I've already done like 15 Lego sets because my community has redeemed it. So yeah, just do what you want to do and what makes you happy, because people will want to watch it because you're excited and enthusiastic about it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I think I raided you, or I was in a raid. I was
Yeah.
around when you were doing a Lego stream, and I'm like, best.
Indeed.
This is
Indeed.
great.
So on that topic, speaking of great, what do you enjoy most about streaming?
Yeah, definitely the people that I've met. Oh my goodness. It has been so surprising, and I am surprised every single day about how like wonderful and supportive like these new friends are. And also I think another thing, because I am all about like growing and self-care, like being able to grow as an individual, I'm feeling more and more comfortable in my own skin. And that's definitely one of my favorite things.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's cathartic and transformational, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, I feel like I'm shedding out of like my old skin like through streaming. So it's extremely cathartic.
Oh.
I feel that
Yeah.
deeply. Are you for or against garden gnomes, and why?
Never really thought about it. I would say like, are you asking to have them in your garden or as an entity?
However you want to interpret that question. Like,
Does this scare you? Are you for or against?
This was
It's not a bird,
This was
so I'm not scared of it.
a secret submitted question from one of your folks, and they were
Yeah,
curious
this was
about
from one of your folks.
Oh my god, that's so funny. No, I think they're adorable, and I think they're cute because they're versatile. You can use them in different seasons, and also a garden gnome is a pretty big like reference in one of my favorite movies. So I like them.
Favorite movie?
It's not my favorite movie, but it's up there. It's called Amélie. It's a French movie, a foreign movie.
Yeah.
So she like trolls her dad with the garden gnome, like by moving him around.
I saw that movie. Yeah. Didn't she basically like gaslight him?
Yeah. More or less, yes.
But it was also,
yeah.
if I remember correctly, it was like a defense mechanism because of or something in the story. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he used it because I think his wife had passed away, and he didn't want to kind of move past that, or didn't want to leave or travel, so she would scare him with the garden gnome
Right.
to do something and get out of his shell.
I thought it was really funny that this garden gnome question got brought up because I have a plethora of garden gnomes in my background.
Yeah.
I am a kind of big fan
Yeah.
of garden gnomes. I have so many. I'm not even going to say I'm sorry for my husband. I'm not. I am not sorry.
And you shouldn't.
Right. You shouldn't.
I love them all.
One day, he's just going to collapse under the wall of garden gnomes and pine cones that surround him.
Yes. Literally so many pine cones.
Pine cones. I'm convinced you're just like a woodland creature, and I love it.
I really am. I really just want to. I just want wings, and like have it be like where it's not weird that moss grows in my hair. Like that's all I want in life. Like I want it to naturally. It's fine, you know.
So Cozy, do you have a favorite game you have played on stream?
I feel like it keeps changing. I'm playing Hollow Knight right now, and I really think it is going to be one of my top favorite games because it's a little creepy. It has some lore to it. I keep picking games that are difficult that I have no idea that they're difficult, and I truthfully only do it because they're cute. So yeah,
Like
just
Ori.
Yeah, like Ori, and I'm like, what the heck? This is really difficult. But yeah, I really do think it is Hollow Knight for sure, at least right now, especially because it's the only game that I've attempted to 100% as well. Every other game that I played, like in the past, I finish it, I'm like, okay, cool, I don't have to look at this ever again, like after that struggle, and I keep wanting to find more and more with Hollow Knight. So yeah, I think it is my favorite.
Right on. Excellent.
I love that. What is your least favorite game you have ever played on or off stream?
That's tough. Least favorite. I feel like most of the games that I've played on stream, I've wanted to. So, honestly, probably like Fortnite. No, lies. Minecraft. I know that this is probably controversial. I don't get it. I know like people love to build and are creative with that, but I don't know. I would rather just like beat the shit out of something in a game. Like I want to fight. I want to do things.
Yep.
There's that spicy Cozy.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Dad. I'm just kidding.
I would never stream Minecraft, but it is one of my guilty pleasure games.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And
But I like
I-
it by myself where nobody's there and I could just zone out and just pretend not to be a human. And I just get to stare at blocks. And that's
Yeah.
what I love about it.
Interesting.
I love the art. I think it's really cool. And I know that Minecraft has an axolotl, which is really adorable, but I don't know. I couldn't get into it.
It's okay.
I have to admit, I've never even touched the game. So,
Yeah.
here's a good one. What is the most interesting food you have tried while traveling?
Guinea pig.
Ooh, interesting.
Yep.
Yes.
Did you go to Peru?
Sure did.
Yep. I did not get to try guinea pig when I was in Peru.
Oh, really? It's really, really good. I had it after going up Machu Picchu. It was my treat to myself. Like I deserve this guinea pig after this really big hike. And they served it to me full, like body, head, and everything. What I did do is I did turn its little head over because I didn't want to look at its face when I was eating it.
Yep.
But it was really delicious. The exterior kind of reminded me of like roasted pig because it was really crunchy. And the meat is very soft and tender, very much like pig. So now I know why it's called a guinea pig. So yeah.
Yep. I've heard it's delicious. So
Yeah, you should definitely try it if you ever go back.
I would love to. Peru is great. So beautiful. What is something you are very proud of but never get the chance to brag about?
That's tough. I don't really brag very much. I'm like, I joke brag, so that's kind of a tough one. Honestly, probably streaming because I'm following my dreams basically. And I had focused on school and going to graduate school and trying to find like the perfect job for a really long time. So like streaming was really, really difficult for me to accept as like a possible career path. So yeah, I don't really brag about that very much.
Yeah.
Right on. That's actually a wonderful answer. But yeah, it is. As somebody who I can definitely relate to that because performing and being, encouraging to people and stuff has been my dream for a long time. And so I feel you. I know what you're saying. It's special.
And you're great at it. You're very, very welcoming. Both of you are really.
Thank you.
Thank you. We try our best.
So, okay, here's a good one. Share the least interesting place you have traveled to.
Least interesting. It's this tiny, tiny town in California called Needles, California. It's literally called Needles because it's so fucking hot that it feels like needles are pinning on your skin, and there's nothing there. Like it's really just desert. We only stopped by there, I believe, for gas. This was a long time ago when my stepsisters and I still lived at our parents' house. So we we were doing a road trip to Louisiana. And yeah, we stopped there and all three of us like ran out of the minivan that we rented to to get into like the convenience store because it was just so hot. Yeah. Wow. And I don't know why people live there. There's nothing.
That sounds brutal.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's like. How long ago was that you did that?
Oh, geez. I think I was still in high school, so I was probably about 15, so 15 years ago about, and I still remember it left a lasting impression.
Can you imagine what it'd be like nowadays? Oh my God. I can't even.
I don't want to. I'm never going back there. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you've ever had?
This is the question that I've been nervous about, and I know that you guys have asked this only because I have weird dreams all the time, every night. I think I lucid dream pretty often. I was telling Tantan and Eps about this, that I'm also able to be different people in my dreams as well, where I can see different perspectives. So I was nervous about this question because I literally can't pick one. Like I have
Sure.
So many weird dreams, and they're extremely vivid. There was one that I was this man, and I think like a high schooler, some kid, and I ran a mile in 4 seconds. Like it was incredible, and
Right.
it seemed like I was just running really, really slowly. But then the coach was like, "Oh yeah, you did it in 4 seconds. That's amazing," and was really nonchalant about it. Like it wasn't a big deal. And I think in the dream I was like, "Why aren't you more impressed by this?" Like
That's
I'm literally the Flash. Like I don't.
right.
Yeah. That's wild.
That is a great.
Wild.
That's a great answer. I like that dream. That's awesome. And I like that we had like. It's funny. We ask this question to everybody that comes on, and some people are like Druid in that they share that they don't dream or no longer dream, and then some people are like you and I, where we're like super active dreamers to the point that we lucid dream on a constant basis. So
Yeah, it's very, very often. I had a dream about our interview last night, actually.
no
Like,
way.
yeah, it wasn't weird or anything like that, but I think I was dreaming that I was getting ready for it, and I over colored in my eyebrows, so they were like crazy and dark. Like,
That's awesome.
it's probably just an anxiety dream, but yeah.
Yeah. That's so great.
All right, we're
That's
moving
beautiful.
into the last question of the regular interview before we open up the floor to folks, and we can at that point it'll be an open forum. Before that, obviously, we're going to be sharing all kinds of deets about you, your Twitch link and stuff. But here's the last question. It's kind of a tough one, but this is a fun one for us to come up with for you. If you had to pick one of these 2 songs to survive an apocalypse, which would you pick? Carry On My Wayward Son or Dream On?
Dream On by Aerosmith?
Yeah, Dream On by, see, she knew it, I knew it. Dream On by Aerosmith. And do you know the other song?
Yes, I do know that song, and that is going to be my selection because we just watched Armageddon the other day, and how they kept playing "Dream On" over and over. I was like, no, I can't I can't do this. Like, I would not be able to listen to Aerosmith for over and over. No,
So you would go with the Kansas song then?
I would go with the Kansas song.
Yeah, that one's. We were trying to decide between. I was thinking about, instead of "Carry On My Wayward Son," making it "Dust in the Wind," which is also a Kansas song, right? But we settled on this one because the song seemed closer to what the message.
You were
is.
supposed to sing the songs in the style.
I forgot.
Remember?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You were supposed. This is how it was supposed to be read. We're gonna retake it, and I will ask the question. No, I'm kidding, Stormy.
Okay, thank you. With my throat the way it is right now, I would totally flub it. But
Don't do it. Oh, you won't do it? You want to do it?
if you guys insist, I will try. I can't do Dream On though, because his voice is so,
All right, I'll do it. Do you want me to do it? I'll do it.
I'll do Carry On My Wayward Son if you'll do Dream On.
Got you.
Okay, all right. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
All right, I'll do Dream On. Ready?
Okay.
Let me put my mic away from me. You're welcome.
I'm so excited.
That's all you're getting.
That
It wasn't much because
beautiful.
like you peaked so much that it like the mic was cutting you out. That's funny. Her voice can hit highs that shatter diamonds, I swear.
Yeah.
All right.
That's no. Yet it's for your ears. My
I know technically
husband's downstairs gripping his ears that are bleeding right now. So you're fine. It is okay.
I know this was supposed to be our
Dream until
last.
your dreams come true.
I know this was supposed to be our last question, but on this same topic, the reason why we brought it up is because someone in your circle shared with us that you're a big fan of 80s and classic rock. And I also am a big fan of 80s and classic rock. And immediately, all kinds of stuff came to mind. My first incarnation of this question was actually going to be even harder. And it was going to be, of the two songs, it was going to be Kashmir or Stairway to Heaven. Like, how do you pick from two perfect songs, right?
That is very, very difficult, but I really think I would go with Kashmir. The fact that it transports you into a different time and everything. So I actually took a Music 101 class when I was in community college before transferring. And that was one of the songs that we kind of analyzed, talking about certain instrumentation being incorporated in rock songs, like having like a huge Arabic influence and stuff. So it's so hard because I know Stairway has like an amazing guitar solo. Yeah.
Well, and we discussed it too, and like it's interesting. Your take on it is brilliant, and the reason why I also thought of that question is for those folks who don't necessarily know, both of those songs are Led Zeppelin songs. And my favorite Led Zeppelin song is Kashmir. But my answer to that question would actually be Stairway to Heaven, only because from a standpoint of like a technically perfect song, to be like the example of some alien race finding a single song to be the example for us, I kind of felt like Stairway to Heaven was more of a, hit that more. But
true.
Your answer is very true too, because Kashmir, I mean, it's a story, and like you said, it transports you, and it's evocative of other cultures and places. So for sure.
I like your answer a lot too, because I mean, it's iconic, and it definitely does leave an imprint, and it would leave an imprint like for years and years to come, for sure. Right on. I'm curious to know who told you that. And I like older music.
Sorry, lips are sealed on our secrets. We might talk about it after the stream, though. So now's our time to jump into the open forum Q&A, right, Druid?
Correct. I was actually just about to say, alrighty, chat. If you guys have any questions for Cozy, now is the time to bring it on. And while chat's starting to get those questions all figured out and what they want to ask our wonderful Miss CozyConChile, if you have any questions for us, Cozy, you're welcome to ask us too.
Right.
This is now just kind of a more open forum.
Did you get her links in there for?
I posted it, but I'll do it again.
Yes, please, thank you. For folks who missed it, because you know how fast it scrolls with our amazing communities.
There is actually a bunch.
Already, yeah, heck yeah. Be thinking of any questions you might have for us. Feel free.
Okay. I kind of just want to know what got you into podcasting. I did learn a little bit about you before, like how you met each other, but what made you want to podcast and also just like podcast together?
That's a great question. I'm going to share my perspective on it, and then we'll get Druid's, if that's okay, if you don't mind me going ahead.
Absolutely.
All right. So it wasn't necessarily that I thought of podcasting. We kind of started as an accident. Originally, our first episodes, as it were, was basically Druid and I going live to test video and audio for the D&D stream that we were setting up. And we called it Tech Talk Tuesday on Thursdays, because we were doing basically tech talk, trying to figure stuff out. And and then we found that we had such a great camaraderie and chemistry, and just enjoyed talking and interacting with people at the same time together and bounce off of each other well and vibe well. It just kind of continued to be sort of a neat thing that we did even after we'd solved problems. We're like, you know what? Yeah. Let's get on anyway and just chat. Yeah. And so we started doing that. And then I swear to God, at the same time, on the same day, it was one of our pre-D&D days. I think it was like just before we were going to go live on D&D or maybe at some point. We decided to have a conversation, and we both shared that we had come up with the same idea, which was we need to have a talk show podcast where we interview other streamers.
Literally, it was one of those things where like Stormy and I were like, all right, like I want to pitch an idea, and like, and it was just one of those like get out of my head.
Yep.
Like, you're states away. How in the world? Because like I remember just being like, I don't know, man. Like, would we? Like, how would this work? Like, what would we do? And it just kept happening, and like we just kept talking about it. It was just like,
and it was Star Kitty that came up with the name for us.
Oh, really?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, Star Kitty is quite the wordsmith. I've noticed, like playing like words on stream with her. She's super fast. I'm like, okay, that is one well-read lady. I can tell.
She is brilliant.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love Star Kitty so much.
Not more than me, I'm sorry.
I know, that's okay.
Yes.
I'm happy to take the second place. I'm happy with that. As long as I'm on like the ranking. Actually, there was a question that I'm actually very curious is hold on, where'd it go? Y'all are talking so wonderfully and I love it so much, you guys. But I lost my place.
We're trying to find the questions. There's so many.
Cozy, why didn't you tell them that Witcher is your least favorite game?
I did think about it. I was gonna say primarily just to poke fun at Spud because that's like his favorite game of all time. So The Witcher is not my least favorite game. I did try to play it on stream. It's just so like dense, I feel like, for streaming, and I couldn't get into it. But I am I'm gonna have like my first streaming anniversary like event at the end of the month, and there may or may not be a sub goal relating to The Witcher is all I'm gonna say. So
Which
Start
version?
saving up now, guys.
Yeah.
Start saving up now.
Which version of The Witcher was it that you played?
3, the
Right.
Wild Hunt. Yeah.
Right. That's the best
I
one
thought
to
it
do.
was really cool, and I was trying to be like silly and sassy with it, like, ooh, girl, I get to dress him up, and like, there's a lot of drama in this story, which I did really, really enjoy. But then I found out like how long it was to get to certain points, and it kind of felt like I was reading the Iliad, if I'm honest.
Yep.
So
I mean, I get that. It like Baldur's Gate 3 have a ridiculous amount of content in them. Banana Tom and I have kind of committed to playing Baldur's Gate 3 for the next 3 years just to finish it once.
oh wow. Okay, see, like, I don't know if I'm ready for all of that commitment for that particular game, but I'm not giving up on it. And I feel like there are games that I definitely don't like less than The Witcher, because I did like it. And it's like an ongoing joke in my community, like, oh, you can't even say The Witcher, or every time it comes up, like Spud immediately will like frown or something.
That's funny. I think this is the next question. Let me see here. What role did video games play in your childhood? Asks by Colmere.
Oh, that's a great question. Also, hi Cole. Thanks. So they were I did get to play quite a bit, but I didn't play them for myself a lot. I did play, whenever I would get to play, it would be like with my cousin. They had like Nintendo 64, so we would play like Pokemon Stadium together and stuff like that, and like Mario Kart. But at home, the console that we had, which was PlayStation, was my older brother's. So I kind of had this idea that I was not allowed to touch it. It is not mine. Not until I got a little bit older. My parents did get me a Game Boy. They got me like a Game Boy Color. But they didn't buy me a lot of games, like I said, kind of on purpose, like so I wouldn't be super distracted. And I can focus on school. So that's kind of the main role that they played. I always had this curiosity about it, that I wanted to play, I wanted to get better. And that's why I kind of feel like now I'm barely becoming a gamer because I didn't really get that much of an exposure when I was younger. Like I still call myself a baby gamer because I don't know a lot of terminology, a lot of things like that. So we're getting there. I hope by next month I'll be a teenager, but yeah, we're getting there.
Right on. I like the way you put that.
I can empathize with that. Like I was introduced to gaming really late, and the two games that I mostly played was Minecraft and Skyrim. Skyrim was my first real big game that I explored on the Xbox 360, and I just played it over and over and over and over again because every other game was just so scary to touch. And yeah, and then I learned mouse and keyboard on stream.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was stressful.
I did too. When I first played Tunic, I was using mouse and keyboard, and it was very intimidating. And I had grown up with a controller primarily. So after that stream, I told No4, I'm like, is there any way that we can buy a controller? Because I don't think I'm going to be motivated enough to continue with like mouse and keyboard for this. And the other thing that was also intimidating growing up with games with my older brother, he mostly played driving games. Like Gran Turismo was like his favorite thing. So I kind of felt like as a kid, I wasn't allowed to play those things. But I did whoop his ass in Tekken, and we have a huge age gap. And that was kind of like maybe where the inner rage came out like a little bit in those type of games.
Love that.
Yeah.
There's one question I would like to ask.
Yeah, you're next.
By SB. Cozy, let's say you become the next famous Pokimane. With that success, what would you want your platform to represent?
Oh my goodness. I think I wanted to represent already what I think is just growing and growing is we're very wholesome in my community, and it's my favorite thing that we're so encouraging and very wholesome. And I think also the main thing is representing that anybody can play games, even if they don't feel like they can be part of the conversation or like they're gamer enough, because I have definitely felt that. And I still kind of do sometimes because a lot of things go over my head. So I think that would definitely be the biggest thing is like, we're welcoming, even if you've only played Minecraft once, like myself, you're totally welcome here no matter what. And just a fun, safe space where we're able to answer those questions that feel silly to ask about games, for sure.
Yep. I absolutely got that vibe from you the first time that we got to see your channel, and I knew right away, immediately, that you would be exactly the kind of people that we adore at Stormkeep and would like to have on the show. So
yeah.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to go to the next question here.
In circles.
Neha asked, they missed the beginning. Did you get to talk about Polly?
No, we didn't get to talk about Polly. Polly is my dog. She's a Schnauzer mix that we've had for 5 years. This is our fourth year with having her. But no, we didn't get to talk about Polly.
Well,
I guess we can.
We can.
I mean, yeah, she's our dog. No friend and I rescued her. Funny thing about Polly, she wasn't our first pick, actually, only because we thought we weren't allowed to have her. The shelter that we went to, we made an appointment to check out this other tiny little dog, and we walked by this hallway where Polly, at the time her name was Delilah, was in a separate room with puppies, and they told us that she wasn't going to be available for adoption for like a really long time or whatever. So we went back the following week to get that initial dog that we had planned, but they were already adopted. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bitter about it because there was just like a huge miscommunication from the shelter.
Right.
And then we saw Polly out on the floor with the rest of the dogs, And we were like, oh, we had no idea that she was going to be available. Like, we were told something else. And the guy there was like, oh no, like she's ready to go today. So without hesitation, No Form picked her up. We signed the papers and we took her home. And because he picked her up so easily, we thought that she was going to be super friendly, super socialized. Not at all. Like, it's still definitely like an ongoing journey with her to socialize with dogs. She's with dogs and humans. But she's definitely like such a sweetie pie. And I will say it officially now, she loves me more than No Form. 100%. She's like my little magnet and is always by my side. And she's the derpiest and the cutest.
Derpiest, I love it.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. You got the next one, right, Rude?
I'm not exactly sure which is the next one, so I'm just going to pick this. Cozy, since you started streaming, what skill do you think you've improved the most?
Good question.
I think probably setting my boundaries and dealing with trolls.
Good.
It's something that I feel like I still struggle with, but I think I'm getting better at it. Thankfully, we don't have to really deal with that a lot.
Right.
I have fantastic mods who really, I feel like, kind of nip it in the bud when they can. But I was always kind of conflicted about being mean or being perceived, right, as like being mean or rude on my own stream. But I can't remember who it was, but I think a lot of people have said this, like, well, it is your stream. Like, they said, like, it's your dictatorship. You can do whatever you want. Like,
This is your kingdom.
Exactly. And I was like, you're right. I am. Like, this is my kingdom. So, and so far, I feel like it's definitely gotten much, much better. And I have felt more comfortable doing it too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's your space, your personal private space that you're inviting people into. And it's actually, it's your onus to set those boundaries properly, right? And so, and it's actually, an honor and a privilege to be able to, because it helps create that space for people who want to share in what you want to provide. So, you got it. You're doing great.
Thank you.
The Awkward Fork asks, Cozy, if you could visit one of your overseas friends with zero cost, who would it be and why would it be me?
I knew that was coming. Well, I mean, it probably would honestly be Fork, to be honest. Because, well, Fork, like, without doxing him too much, lives in Australia. And I think it would be a really great place to be able to go. I mean, Spud would be motivated to go as well, since he wants to live there. And a bunch of other friends. Fork is a recent friend, but is honestly one of the kindest people I have ever met. And has such a genuine ease about it too. Like, he's just oozing with kindness. And I say this only too because our mango mates, who consist of me, No Foreign, Epsilons, Nahomi, and Tantan Tater, we talk about him constantly and how much he has made us feel comfortable. So yeah, it probably honestly would be Fork, even though he was joking, because I think we would all be motivated to go and meet such a wonderful and kind person.
Oh, I love that.
I do too.
Cozy, do you think games are also a form of artistic expression? Are they art?
Definitely think so. I definitely think so. It probably could also depend on the game. Like, I know there are very creative ones where you are able to express yourself. But yeah, I definitely think so, because I mean, this is what we're all doing, right? Is creating content, and you are not only playing a game, you're trying to think of ways to keep your community engaged, interesting things to say. I lean on humor quite a lot, like in my daily life, as well as just like on stream. So that's kind of like my art form unofficially, is like trying to think of like silly things to say and joke like while playing games. And I don't think I could be as like motivated or creative without it. Yeah. So yes, 100%.
Wheelie F asks, what is the hardest you've ever laughed? Interesting question.
It's probably been with No Foreign. He is really hilarious. Like, I don't like to admit it to him, but yeah, he's really, really funny. I also feel like a lot of the times I probably shouldn't say because they're like really like silly, ridiculous private stories.
Oh yeah, no,
okay.
that's fine. You don't have to
It's all
share
right.
the story.
It's all right.
You're good.
But yeah, I think it's mostly like with No Foreign. Like there are times where, and we've done this to each other, we'll pretend to be like stretching on the floor or picking something up, and we'll start twerking like, oh my God, come and help me. And we'll just like start shaking our butt. So yeah, we do.
Video!
Oh, yeah.
Video!
I mean, gotta touch the butt. It's kind of a part of being a couple, man. Like you gotta touch the butt.
Yep.
I think so. It's, I think it's the secret to a good marriage. I mean, I'm an expert now, being married only for a few months. So
Yeah, absolute expert. Fun fact: even though I call Fate my husband, we're not actually legally married.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's just easier to say husband and wife.
And kind of the reverse of that for me and Star Kitty. So technically we're officially common law married. We actually got the license from the courthouse, right? But we only did that for the tax advantages of it because we're a partnership, right? We consider ourselves partners. And even though we're technically married, right? We just call ourselves partners or significant others instead. So it's kind of interesting the way it's sort of a little bit of opposite, but there's still that.
That's awesome.
I mean, Starkey and I have been together 18 years now. So
Wow. That's amazing. I remember
So cute.
you guys are adorable. And I remember you in my chat gave us like a really cute like advice and tidbit about like just listening to each other and communicating with one another. And I was like, oh, Stormy's so wholesome. I love it.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Isn't Stormy the best? Can we just get a round of applause for Stormy
Come
really
on now,
quick?
guys.
We
You're
love
making
Stormy.
me blush now.
We love Stormy. All of us just love Stormy. So round of applause. Okay. Cozy's audio sounds really good. I
Yeah, it
was
does.
wondering how she manages to get her audio so crisp as a streamer.
Thank you. It's probably my microphone, and I do have a Go XLR as well. I did spend some time messing with that, and No Foreign really did help me because, again, I know nothing. He claims he's not an audiophile, but I really think he is. I mean, he has so many headphones and stuff like that. So I definitely ask him for guidance on that. But I would probably say it's the Go XLR, and it makes life a lot easier. If there is something I can recommend to invest in for a streamer, it is that. Because you're able to control different volumes. You're really able to customize like how you're wanting to sound. The next thing that I want to personally work on is getting my high pitches being able to be picked up by my mic, because I still haven't mastered that. But yeah.
Wonder who else could use that.
I'm definitely going to pick your brain and DM you about it for sure.
No,
We will listen if you want. We can both test our audios together, because I have to get my stuff figured out because I get cut off all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And all the time.
It'd be neat if the four of us, you with No Foreign and Druid, and we could converse, because you say that he's a fellow audiophile, as am I, and so I would love to confer and help the two of you. Your audio seems pretty perfect, but if there are times where it does cut you out, then there are ways that we can fix that with expanders and compressors.
Oh, cool.
For
yeah,
sure.
that would be awesome, because I do make like weird squeaking sounds sometimes, and it just completely cuts it off. And I mean, sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's not. But yeah, that's I like that was a question because I'm very open about this as far as like my mental health and everything. Before I was unemployed was doing appointments with my therapist like via Zoom. And even she was like, "Oh my God, like your sound and everything sounds amazing. Like every other patient that I have has issues, but I feel like I'm on a podcast right now, like with your giant microphone." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh yes, it's because of the stream."
Yeah, the Go XLR is awesome for sure. If I were to invest in something, it would be that. Front Street Fella asks, Cozy, if you had the ability to impart one lesson you've learned in life to everyone on Earth, what would it be?
Oh my gosh.
That's some serious deepness there. Holy crap.
That's such a big question. Thank you, friend. I would say, I think a couple of things that I've learned mostly from my dad, because we would have car rides a lot and would have deep talks. And a couple of things that would stick with me that he would say is always act your age, and not even in an insulting way, like act in the way when it's your time, if that makes sense. Like, when you're a kid, be a kid. Like when you're an adolescent, be an adolescent. Like don't try to act young, act old when it's not in its moment, I guess, is how I interpret it. And also follow your path and your pathway. Like you're going to be faced with certain decisions to make, and even just making a decision is going to lead you towards a certain path. Like just go with it, because you can always hop back on the one that maybe you're supposed to be on, is really what I would say, if that's acceptable. I don't know.
Absolutely. That's wonderful.
No, it's perfect. Yeah. Banana Tom says, Druid, it's a protection break for our ears. I know, BT.
Well, the thing is, if we do a compress and expander or something, there's ways we can get it where you can hear it and it's not going to necessarily be loud. That's the neat thing with the limiters and stuff. Your Go XLR should be able to do a lot of that. So at any rate, I think here's another question from Neha. I will let Druid find it, or I can tell you, maybe you can find it easier. Neha's,
you can probably, you already have it, so go for it.
Okay, all right, thank you. Cozy Neha asks, what is your favorite impression your community has made you do on stream?
I guess like for those who in your community who don't know, I have this redeem for accents and impressions, and I feel like it's their favorite to redeem constantly. My favorite one was probably Alexis from Schitt's Creek. I don't know if you two have seen that show or not. Oh, it's a fantastic show. It's on Hulu. That is your homework from me. Please check it out.
Okay.
So, it is hilarious, like dry humor, which is my favorite. But one of the characters, Alexis, it's also a Canadian show. She's Canadian, but has like a kind of a valley accent, and it's very, very specific. And she like uses her hands a lot. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite one.
Do you want to demonstrate?
Sure. Well, I guess like some backstory too, because you're not familiar with the show. It's her family, and her brother David is, I would say, more of a main character, but she always says like, "Ew, David, you're just so cute, David. Oh my goodness, with your little nose," like always constantly doing that.
I love that.
Yeah. Free redeem, yes.
Free redeem.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
I think that's all the questions
I think so
from the community, and it's perfect timing to start to wrap things up. So, my gosh, Cozy, guys, you gotta please lift up amazing streamers like CozyConChile. She is just a radiant, joyful soul that we're privileged to have not only on the show, but in Twitch community in general. And
Yes.
like, there's a lot of, Twitch, there's a lot of crap on Twitch, but I feel like there's a lot of really good stuff on Twitch too, and she's one of the prime examples of it. So, you know, the good people need to be lifted up, and especially when they're sweet and spicy.
Yes.
Thanks so much, guys. You are so sweet, and it's been really, really fun doing this.
Ditto, yes. So go check her out. All links down below. Give her all your subs and follows and biddies and support. Let's get all the amazing folks over there and get Cozy lifted up. That's how we work this thing together as a team. So I guess thank you again for coming on the show. It's been an honor and a privilege.
Thank you. Thanks for being fantastic.
Thank you. So, Druid's popping in here in a second.
There we go.
So the new guest star feature that we're trying out, it's got better video quality, so that's pretty cool.
Yes.
And I like how it shows her the person's name in the corner. That's really neat. So
yes.
I think it's worth it in the long run to do the way we did it. Despite the little hiccup there of that little pause in, but
it's okay. That's okay.
I'm kind of sad that the interview's already over, because
I know.
It was so awesome having her on the show.
It flew by. It was so wonderful. And also big shout out to Cozy's community being so active and awesome in chat. The love is so felt. Like, you guys are awesome. So shout out to Cozy's ability to nurture such a loving and wholesome community.
Heck yeah.
You guys rock. All of you in Cozy's community, y'all rock. Pat yourselves on the back, guys.
Yep.
Pat yourselves on the back. Give yourself a nice little hug. Okay?
And the same thing goes to Cozy. She needs to pat herself on the back for bringing together such amazing people. But it's honestly not surprising, again, because she's a radiant soul, just a warm, hilarious, beautiful person. So thank you guys. So next week, who do we have coming up next week?
Next week, we actually, he popped into chat, is going to be Divinely Cursed.
Oh, yeah.
We met him through the big Diablo 4 rush.
Right.
We met him through raiding. Holy crap, he is so wonderful and wholesome.
That's right.
I am so super excited to be able to sit down and hang out with him. He's also another very wholesome streamer, so I'm super excited.
Didn't we meet him indirectly through Artology?
No.
No?
Yes? I'm not sure how we met him. I think it was a random raid. I'm not even sure, but it's going to be awesome, you guys.
Yeah. Is he the
gonna be
French
so
Canadian
amazing.
one?
He's the French Canadian one. He is so cute.
He's adorable. We can't wait. So guys, with that, that's another episode of Bandwidth and Banter. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us and spending time with us and sharing our communities together. It's been a beautiful day. Druid, oh yeah, we got to do our thing, don't we? Do you want to say anything before we do our thing?
You guys are awesome.
Yes, they are.
And again, don't forget to go follow CozyConChile.
Yes.
We love her.
We do.
Thank you. And also thank you guys for the lovely compliments. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It shows us that we're doing right by you guys, our communities. So here we go. Thank you for coming to the show.
Please take 2.
All right, here we go.
Start again.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below.
If you're listening to the podcast,
please rate and review the episode.
We are Bandwidth
and Banter.
And thank you.
And good night.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye. 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 Goodbye.